I can't believe this is my second recording. I did not save the first one. So hello again. Hello everyone. I'm just sharing the recommended real estate investing strategies for beginners. Okay. So the most common is how you buy a property and then rent it out. This is the purple route. Okay. And then some people, they want something a little bit more stable. Rent to own is their route. I've seen that a lot in Facebook groups. Rent to own by developer. Okay, I'll show you a little bit more about how to document this in our next video. There's a document template how you rent to own your property to someone. So do I flip a property? It all depends, no? If you want strong, fast return, a lot of people is doing this. If they have the team, they do a flip. They buy something that's below market value. They buy some foreclosed property, or they buy something people are going abroad and they want to rush. They do a property flip. They buy it, renovate it a little bit, and then sell it. Some people, they do a build and sell. So this is more on the developer side, building and selling. Okay, so you need a team of sellers to do this one. Now, brokerage. Why did I include brokerage here? I included brokerage here because it's a very good way to learn to start property investing. I think I tried doing property brokerage for a few months. I did not get any sale. I suck at selling, so I have no proper advice with you regarding this one. So some people, they do a pre-foreclosure purchase. Okay, I've seen a lot of this online as well. Pre-foreclosed homes, not yet possessed by the bank, not yet possessed by Pag-ibig, but pre-foreclosure. So, something happened. They want the property to be assumed by you. And then tax delinquent properties. Oh, I've looked into this tax delinquent properties. Yes, you pay the tax that the property owner did not pay. Say for example, a lot of these is farms na yung mga taga-bukid. A lot of them, they don't know that they need to pay their property tax, or otherwise it gets pulled by the government. It's really, really unfair. That's why some of the farmers, maningana lang sila. Oh, why is my property titled to a different person? I'm farming here for 50 years. Apparently, they did not pay their property tax for a very long time. So that's what happened. So recommended investing strategies. I would, as for me, I would always recommend buy and rent, or build and rent. Okay, that's what we're doing right now, because I'm a lazy person and I always just want cash flow. Buy and sell. This is a very good lucrative thing as well. I think I know Carl D. If you know Carl D, this is what he does. He buys a vacant land and then he puts townhouses, maybe 4 or 5 or 10 townhouses in that 400 square meter block, and then he sells them. That's a faster way to get your ROI. Again, brokerage. You want to sell properties, more active approach, but you learn a lot along the way. Okay, let's move to the next one. Buy and sell. Again, this is, like I said, what Carl D is doing. He buy something that's below market value, he renovates them, or sometimes even he knocks down the house and then builds a very luxurious house. If you want to check him out, I like watching him. He's a very humble guy. Sell at a full market value. Say for example, as well, another scenario I would say is when you buy something from Pag-ibig, foreclosed house. Normally they're very, very cheap. They are often 40% market value. There's a lot of profit to be made if or you really do your due diligence. I will also make another video for doing a due diligence for this. sell a little bit below market value to sell faster. It's a good strategy, right? So say for example, in that area, houses are selling for 5 million. You bought your property for 3 million. You want to sell it quite quicker rather than the rest of them. You sell it at 4.5. So you make a good net profit of 1.5 minus the taxes. You'll probably be going home with 1.3. Okay, so that's still not bad if you're doing 2 or 3 of this per year deal. You know, you're still making good money. Use profits for the next deal. Buy and rent cash flow. So this is my favorite part. Buying properties. The tricky part about this is you cannot just buy any properties. It's very hard to buy cash flowing properties. I've seen many OFWs getting burned by the developers about this, because they buy their properties for 3.5 and their monthly amortization is say 30,000, and they could only rent it for 20,000 maximum or 25,000. So they are in the red of about 5,000 minus the property maintenance. They would probably be in the red with 10,000 a month or more, depending. So often, if you buy a foreclosed properties, I would always recommend foreclosed properties for beginners. So you renovate, you lease out, and you know, property management. You don't need property management if you have, you know, less than 10 properties. You can do it yourself, save a bit of money, and just enjoy the cash flow. Brokerage, seller, you know, refer a good property to your buyer or to your family member or to anyone if you're good at marketing. And you don't need the capital, you know, laway lay puhunan ani. Good for those na doesn't really have a high income, doesn't really have an extra cash yet. This is an active income, so no sell, no pay, no work, no pay. Okay, so comparison strategies in between these three. Advantages of flipping is you can build capital fast because you will have your money quite quicker. You know, you have higher ROI and easier to find. That's the advantages there. You don't need to go above and beyond to find a good flip. The disadvantages is no sale, no income, no recurring income. It cannot be handed down to your children. So rental, again, this is the passive income, my favorite. You keep your asset, you enjoy the capital appreciation, you know, recurring income every month. You can win the game of life, I guess, and it can be handed down to your children. Now it is harder to find, I agree, and you need a lot of financial literacy for this. Slow capital build up, needs maintenance, and it needs property management. Otherwise, if you have more than 10 properties under your belt, or if you have 15 or 20, it's going to be a headache. You don't want headache, you just want the cash flow. So property management will save you the time doing that. This is just a tip, no? And my observation about property management in the Philippines. It's very hard to find one in Cebu and in Visayas. What I ended up doing was just hiring an admin to handle all these. But if you are starting out, you know, it's hard to hire someone full-time to handle all these things. But if you have enough cash flow to cover a staff fee, then yes, you can. And we jump into the brokerage. Again, the advantage is very no purchase, no rehab, no capital. A good way to start. You know, you learn a lot. Real estate transaction, even the due diligence, you learn a lot. Good for those just starting out. Okay, so the disadvantage is very obvious. If you don't sell, you don't make money. No recurring income, and most often 5% is the commission that you will get. Sometimes even it's only 3%. Labor intensive. So almost all the strategies here is just derivative of flipping, rental, and brokerage. You can choose which one is your target. Aim for it, make a goal. Don't just think of 1 year. Think of 10 years time in your investment journey, so you don't get stressed out too much. If you have any questions, comment down below. I would love to connect with people who are doing property investing as well. I enjoy talking and connecting. So thank you all for listening. Bye bye.